General Yusuf Buratai, the Honorable Minister of Defense, may I respectfully stand on already existing protocol. Today, we are here to celebrate my elder brother, because I call him an elder brother, because everything about him, I love it. Our relationship commenced the first time we met in Port Harcourt. And the way he attended to me, when I came out, I told his aide, I said, your guy will one day be the chief of army staff. You know, they were surprised. We were in Port Harcourt, and I was just ministered. So when he was appointed, which is thanks to our president, our dear president, President Muhammad Buhari, appointing him as the chief of army staff, for me, I was glad. One thing that people have not said about him is his humility. His humility is so much that even when he passes you and you are told that this is the chief of army staff, you will not even agree. It's one man that has so much capacity. It's one man that has so much candor. So for us to celebrate his exploits cannot be overemphasized, because he did so much to take, because before he's taking over the office, we knew how many local governments, how many states that were taken over by the bandits. But he came and waged a war and used a style that is quite different. You know, when I was really, it's unusual leadership. You know, some people call themselves uncommon, but this is an unusual leadership style which he used to carry out and maintain peace. Even within the military, there was peace at the time, and he was able to carry everybody along, and he was able to secure the entire country, protecting the entire territory of the nation. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for the great work that you did for this country. I want to thank you for God using you to stabilize this country at a point. I want to thank you for all the numerous things and achievements and exploits that you did for this country. The country can never, never, never forget you. And I know that if not you are type of person, this place would have been filled to the brim with the people that would have attended this. But I know you will not even want to invite anybody. You won't just want to do it because of your humility. I want to say congratulations. The exploit you've done in the Nigerian military, both in the civil, which some of us are partakers of it, I want to say thank you. As a person, you know, I'm a civil servant. And as a civil servant, I cannot make public pronouncement. I want best later to approach the bench so that we can talk, so that we'll do something, because we must do everything humanly possible to support. And like one person said, I don't know the extent of the depth of the book that was written, but I believe that there could be reviews if there are things that are discovered in the near future, because I believe there are some things that people, like the General Doshu said, there are things that maybe he was not interviewed, and then today he has been able to explain and expose some secret. It can be things that could be captured in the process of the review of the book. There are some people that need to be talked to, so that we look at the in-depth of his character as a person. His humility is so unassuming that sometimes I don't understand. So anytime you are with him, his calmness, his uniqueness is so, I don't know how to describe it. So I want to say that on behalf of my family, we celebrate you. I thank you on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which I work for, and you worked for all that you did for this country. God will always reward you. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you, MC. I'm going to keep it very brief. Let me get the big issue out of the way. I'm going to contribute 5 million naira to this cause. Your Excellency, sir, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I was only told about this yesterday night, and myself and my brother said this is not something that we will miss. Many people know me as a politician. Some people know me as a philanthropist. Others know me as a film producer. I want to say that one of my biggest film producing exploits was thanks to you, sir. We produced the military film 76, and 76 was the highest grossing movie of all time. It made so much money, I can't even tell anybody about it because I don't know if inland revenue is here somewhere. So I don't want to say very much. But it made so much money, I think I owe you a check, sir. So anything we do for you cannot be too much. The contributions we got from the Nigerian Army were never seen before. We had soldiers looking at our movie, following it line by line, making sure that we did the right thing. We had all sorts of contributions, whether it be equipment, whether it be uniforms. And we noticed that there was a civil military affairs division. In other words, the military was actually working hand in hand with building up this relationship with the civilian authorities. This, I don't think, has ever been done before. So we watch Hollywood movies and we see the relationship between the army and the film producers. But we had not been seeing that kind of collaboration at this level in Nigeria until the former Chief of Army Staff stepped into that role. So we thank you very much, sir. To conclude, I just want to say that one of the speakers here made a very important point, and that is that the unity of this country has not really hinged on what the politicians have done, and I would say so as a politician, so I can criticize us very well. It has been hinged on what the military has done. So this book is very important. We have to read this book, and the politicians have to understand that it is important that what we say and what we utter is important, that we continue to maintain the unity of this great country. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Chief Samson Ogah, the celebrant, representatives of service chiefs and other senior officers, our royal fathers here present, I stand on the existing protocol. My name, as has been said, is Major General Ahmed Tijani Jibrin. I'm the Special Advisor Technical to the Honorable Minister of Defense, General Bashir Salihi Magashi, retired. He wanted to be here by himself, but unfortunately there are other important national issues that took him out of the country. I'm here to represent him. I wish I had the opportunity, like General Garba Wahab and others, to talk about General Ikechukwu Buratai as a person. But unfortunately, I don't have that privilege because I have to talk on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Defense. But despite that, I would like to say that General Buratai left nobody in doubt since when we are at the academy, early 80s, that he made up his mind to make a career out of the military and become one of the most celebrated living Nigerian Army general and a great Nigerian. And I believe his exploits has been very ably documented by the author of the book, Bess Agbese, has done justice to it. I went through the content and I've seen that it's a lot of work he has done. He has made a very, very good effort to document not only the exploits of General Buratai, but also the army as it was under him, the changes he has introduced, and what his predecessors are enjoying based on what he has put on the ground to upgrade the Nigerian Army to a modern force that is the pride of the nation today. Let me not make mistake. Let me now read the minister's paper. I'm most honored and highly delighted to stand before this auspicious gathering of intellects and critical stakeholders for the public lecture titled Appraising Civil Military Relations in the Fight Against Insurgency/Insecurity and the Way Forward for Nigeria, in honor of General Tukur Yusuf Buratai. The theme of the lecture, which I believe is carefully selected to reflect the current realities and challenges of managing the current security challenges bedeviling Nigeria, is apt. Indeed, one of the best suited to better understand the prevailing security situation of our dear country is General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, judging from the active role he played while in service as the 24th Chief of Army Staff and his remarkable achievements in molding the Nigerian Army into a modern force that is the pride of the nation. Therefore, the public presentation of the book titled The Great Exploits of Buratai is timely, as it sought to extol the virtues and contribution made by the distinguished senior retired general, not only to the peace and security of our dear nation, but as a bridge builder in strengthening the civil-military relations in the country. The lecture sufficiently stimulated frank and patriotic discussion on ways and means of improving the much-needed synergy between the military and civil institutions towards enhancing internal security and performance of our troops. This is a clear evidence that our esteemed resource person made in-depth research and produced the paper that is robust and very insightful. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the postmodern soldier is not only a fighter, but also a peace keeper, guardian, diplomat, and a social worker. The main goal of the modern military activity is no longer exclusively to defeat an adversary, but the creation of safe environment for a comprehensive and exclusive post-conflict political and social order. These realities clearly underscore the significance of civil-military relations as a management tool in the defense sector of a nation, Nigeria inclusive. Let me emphasize at this point that our military is part of the broader Nigerian society, and it is increasingly concerned about its image and reputation, particularly as it concerns civil-military relations. There is no gainsaying that the civil-military relation in Nigeria had undergone turbulence times in the past. The basic explanation for this situation is that the nature, history, and orientation of these two important institutions globally are fundamentally adversative. This is pertinent because when the military is called upon, it is expected to impact positively on the conflict environment with a critical understanding of conflict resources, drivers, and complexity, which could be easily misconstrued by the populace. It is therefore expedient to continuously build capacity and knowledge towards a better understanding of the nature and character of the civil-military relation in the 21st century. I want to reassure this esteemed gathering that the federal government remains committed to ensuring that our military pursues its mission in harmony with those of the values central to our society, as well as being guided by the rules of law and engagement. These values, I believe, are central and fundamental to our military value system that will continue to shape the civil-military relation of our dear country, Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a review A review of the security challenges in Nigeria today reveals that beyond the insurgency and terrorism in the northeast, security threats previously alien to our country, such as kidnapping, cattle rustling, and associated banditry, have now more than ever before threatened the peaceful coexistence of our citizenry, and our troops are dealing with it headlong. These crimes are often nurtured and perpetrated from or within the affected communities by the assailants and sympathizers alike. The situation therefore calls for effective civil-military relations as well as increased interagency collaboration, particularly in the areas of intelligence and information gathering and sharing to nip the issue on the bud. On the part of the military, there have been concerted efforts in strengthening the civil-military relation, though through social and welfare intervention, particularly in affected communities geared towards winning hearts and minds. Therefore, each such deliberate effort must be sustained to create framework to enhance synergy between the military and civil institutions in order to effectively and efficiently combat the rising level of violent crimes and criminalities in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, while we collectively grapple with the spate of insecurity across the country, let me at this juncture reiterate that federal government is mindful of the litany of security issues and is taking combined approach of kinetic and non-kinetic measures to address the issues. Central to this effort is the critical role of the civil sector in supporting the military to maintain peace and security across the country, as evident by the establishment of civil security outfits such as the civilian JTF. The accomplishment of this all-important feat are attributable to the effort of General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, who during his tenure as the Chief of Army Staff strengthen and reposition the civil-military relationship of Nigerian Army to what we have today. I wish to therefore commend General Buratai for his contribution to the Nigerian Army, the entire armed forces, and indeed Nigeria. In the course of this lecture, I urge you to freely and frankly share what has been discussed outside this venue in order to seek for the way forward. The nation looks forward to this August gathering to come up with more proactive approach which will facilitate the desired improvement in civil-military relationship within the context of the ongoing fight against insurgency/insecurity in Nigeria. There cannot be a better time than now when there is paradigm shift in dealing with security challenges from the security agencies centric to a whole of nation or a whole of society's approach, as has been said earlier by one of the speakers. In conclusion, I would like to thank you very much for listening. May God bless all of you. Now, for the launching of the book, I've been mandated to buy 20 copies of the books, which will be kept in the libraries of the Ministry of Defense and the Minister's personal library for an undisclosed amount, which will be communicated to organizers later. Thank you very much.
Invite